Well, first, I think you'd agree that that panel was truly exceptional. I mean, as an organizer, if we dissolve the event right now, it's been worth it for us to witness the hugely salient points that were made. I just couldn't be more delighted, and I hope you feel the same about the way we have kicked things off. Of course, I'm delighted that Minister Lipavsky has joined us and that we are taking advantage of his supreme hospitality as reflected in these exceptional circumstances. I have waited a little bit to thank sponsors of the conference so that the minister could witness some of these names of the folks that have stepped up to help make this event possible. Amazon Web Services, the Coalition for a Prosperous America, the Baud Foundation, whose head David Elliman is with us, the Drive Western Foundation, Comstock, IHI Aerospace Company, Kratos Defense and Security Solutions, Leo Labs, Mitsubishi Electric Company, NEC Corporation, and of course USPA, the European Union Agency for the Space Program. And we are immensely grateful and wish to thank you all. As far as our guest opening speaker, I would only say that I feel privileged to have had a friendship with Jan for a good long time. He took the helm of the Foreign Ministry in December of 2021, and it has been, frankly, a blessing for not just the Czech Republic, but the entire Atlantic Alliance. Jan is, in my experience, steeped in the principles, values, and moral compass of PSSI's two founding fathers, Václav Havel and Ronald Wilson Reagan. He served as vice chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense, and Security of the Chamber of Deputies prior to taking his present post, and pursued in the private sector a career in banking IT. And a credential of his that we certainly don't want to skip today is that we are immensely proud that Jan is an alumnus of PSSI's Security Scholars Program, which goes back a good distance, and it just demonstrates the positive impact I like to think that the Institute has had in surfacing such inspired leadership as that exhibited by Jan. So with that, sir, Mr. Minister, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it's a great pleasure to welcome you once again to the Space Security Conference. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our valued partner and organizer, the Prague Security Studies Institute. I'm proud that this event and our cooperation with the Institute has become a tradition. Prague Space Security Conference plays a vital role in building strategic partnerships in the space domain. It also raises public awareness about the benefits and risks of space activities. These are both indispensable elements of modern diplomacy. In my brief remarks today, I will focus on three key topics: how space contributes to the economic growth and innovation, growing risks stemming from competition in space and increased militarization, and Czechia's role in the evolving landscape, both both through public institutions and the private sector. Space-based technologies have become critical infrastructure in our daily lives. Emerging space technologies often offer immense potential to address global challenges, from climate change and poverty eradication to sustainable development. They also open new frontiers in science, energy, mineral resources, and even human exploration beyond Earth. However, with the geopolitical landscape shifting, space is increasingly becoming a domain of strategic competition. Russia's reported attempts to deploy nuclear weapons in orbit are highly concerning. The war of aggression in Ukraine has demonstrated how space assets directly link to military operations. Russia's like-minded partner, China, further strains the security rules. Its assertive behavior in orbit, the proliferation of dual-use technologies, and the rise of non-state actors in space further complicate the security environment. These conditions underscore the urgent need for international cooperation and responsible behavior in space. We uphold the principles of the Outer Space Treaty and categorically reject the weaponization of space or the use of celestial bodies for anything other than peaceful purposes. A secure and sustainable space environment requires shared norms, transparency, and trust. Dialogue with non-state actors is essential to achieving these. We fully support the EU's vision of space as a driver of innovation and economic growth. We proudly host the European Union Agency for the Space Program in Prague. Recently, the Czech government approved a sum exceeding 80 million euros for the European Space Agency. This money will support training the first Czech astronaut of the democratic era. In 2 years, he is scheduled to travel to the International Space Station. Given the evolving geopolitics, we engage in the EU's ambition to build a fully autonomous space value chain, from launch services to satellite applications. The war in Ukraine has made it clear that Europe must strengthen the nexus between civilian and military capabilities. NATO remains the cornerstone of our defense, including in space. We support development of a comprehensive alliance policy for space. Czech representatives are involved at the NATO Space Center in Ramstein and the Center of Excellence in Toulouse. The future of space lies in dynamic partnership between public institutions, private industry, and academia. In Czechia, over 150 companies and startups are engaged in space-related activities contributing to navigation, Earth observation, and defense technologies. Our universities are training the next generation of engineers, scientists, and policy leaders who will shape the future of space. So, let me conclude by emphasizing that space security is not a luxury, but a necessity. It belongs to the pillars of both national and global security. Safeguarding this pillar will require more than investments in technology. It will demand trust, cooperation, and sustained diplomacy. So my repeated presence at the Prague Space Security Conference and its happening in the Chernin Palace confirms the importance I attach to the topic of space. Unfortunately, my schedule does not allow me to engage more in our discussions. However, I still need to fulfill one critical task. I greatly appreciate everyone who contributed to this significant conference, and my special thanks go to an extraordinary lady who dedicated much of her career to the space security. A lady who belongs to key experts in this field, and allow me to take advantage and of this moment, and please, Jana, come here. And allow me to take advantage of this moment to award the distinguished contribution to Diplomacy Medal to Mrs. Jana Robinson, Manager Director of the Prague Security Studies Institute. And this medal recognizes your outstanding contribution to space security and diplomacy. So, please, Jana, thank you very much. Jo, takhle si to chyťte. Gratuluju. Gratuluju. Gratuluju.
Mr. Minister, ladies and gentlemen, friends, it is a great honor for me to accept the Medal of Merit for Diplomacy. I deeply appreciate this recognition, which reflects not only my efforts, but also the collaboration with many inspiring colleagues and partners, several of whom are present in this room. International security and diplomacy are fields where cooperation and mutual understanding are of critical importance, and I'm grateful to be able to contribute to this shared endeavor. I'd like to thank Minister Lipavský, as well as the Foreign Ministry, for this distinction and for their tireless work in advancing Czech diplomacy and security, including providing the auspices for this annual gathering. Thank you again.